Boo! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stop pick. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, making profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them gain, make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Suge, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits. That TTG money gang. And making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? What's going on? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Happy Friday. My name is Michael Edward Paranada. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. In case you guys didn't know, we are the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. There's literally something for everyone here at True Trading Group. If you're wondering why you should listen to anything it is that I discuss on this channel, it's not because I think I'm the world's greatest trader. It's because I was trained by professionals on Wall Street. My first job out of college, working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. They had me go through a nice training program before they let me touch a dollar of their money. And then 2008 happened. And that was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash. Also the same year, I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Fast forward now, I'm the co-founder and head trader of TTG, along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We have helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. We have over 10,000 members in 114 different countries. Truly a global community here at True Trading Group. If you're ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you've come to the right place. Smash that like button, show some love, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. We're dropping golden nuggets on a regular basis. You guys are always going to get trade ideas from me, analysis, commentary, positions I'm in, positions I'm going to be getting into. And I tell you what I think the markets are going to do. We don't just talk about what they've already done. Today, I think, was actually a pretty important and pivotal day. I do. Something happened today that changed sentiment in the markets. And I think it was important. I really do. I really think it was important. It falls in line with my outlook for the whole year. And I've been saying, if you've been following my YouTube channel here for the last several weeks, a couple months, then you'll know that, I've been expecting, I expect a correction this year, which we've already had. But I told you guys about that in January. In January, I said that I expected us to have a correction. We've had the correction. But I've also very vocally said that I don't believe we're going to have a recession this year. Although I acknowledge the possibility of there being one, part of the reason why I don't think there will be is because I don't believe the tariffs are going to be as destructive of a force as people might be scared or worried about that they will be, because I don't think they're going to be on for that long. And I feel like if the tariffs are not on for an extended period of time and there's negotiations that are had, new trade agreements that are made, I think we could avoid a recession and the Fed can start cutting rates in the middle of the year, and the markets can have a pretty nice rally going into the end of the year. On the flip side, if tariffs stay on for an extended period of time, then I believe that the probability of recession drastically moves higher. And I would say it almost would become not just a possibility. I think it would probably become probable at that time. It probably would become likely at that time. But something happened today that really kind of made me feel better about my thoughts of tariffs not being here for a long time. And it is kind of a lot of what we've already seen. When I look at what's happened so far with regarding tariffs, well, let me tell you what happened today. Today, Donald Trump made comments from the White House that he is open to talking with China regarding tariffs. And he also said that he is flexible regarding the April 2nd tariffs. Those type of and that's what changed the market today. The markets were trading right near the low of the day. He said that those comments, and the markets just popped right through the high of the day and just continued to push. The Nasdaq went green. The S&P still finished the day slightly red, but a big recovery from where we were at the lows of the day. If you take a look here, guys, right here is when those comments were made. If you guys are taking a look at my chart, right there is when those comments were made. So you can see we had a big gap down today. We were just kind of chopping around here near the low of the day. Those comments were made, and all of a sudden, bang, the market's just pushed higher. And then, another push into the close, maybe some of those options expirations. Obviously, today's triple witch day, so some increase in volume and some extra volatility there going into the close because of the triple witching. But sentiment changed right after noon when those comments were made. And I feel like those comments were important because it shows that there is room for negotiation around the tariffs. And that would make me lean more towards the tariffs not being here for an extended period of time, but, threaten tariffs, renegotiate deals. Some tariffs go on, some tariffs don't. Tariffs go on, renegotiate, tariffs come down. I feel like what I've seen so far makes it look more like that's the way that this may unfold. And I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen with the tariffs. I really have no freaking clue. I have absolutely no freaking clue what's going to happen with the tariffs. Nobody really necessarily does. But I like the fact that I am seeing signs that there's room to negotiate. And that I think is important. Because when you look back at what's happened so far with Mexico and Canada, there's been room for negotiations with Mexico and Canada too. First, it was we're going to put the tariffs on. Then we're not going to put the tariffs on. Then we're going to put the tariffs, or then we're going to put the tariffs. We're going to delay the tariffs a month, and then it was we're going to put tariffs on Canada, but for 25%, but only 10 or 15% on the energy sector. Then there was relief for the auto manufacturers. Then we're going to put tariffs on Mexico and Canada, but only on what's not compliant with the USMCA. So that has been a lighter tone regarding tariffs right there. Like it doesn't look like a policy of just, let me just throw the tariffs on and keep them and just, F everybody. That makes it look like, hey, I'm going to put these tariffs on, but all right, yeah, we'll negotiate this. I'll take off the tariffs on these products. It'll only be on these, but not these. We'll get a lower rate on energy. We'll give relief to the auto manufacturers. I'm willing to talk to China about tariffs. I'm willing to, I'm flexible on the April 2nd tariffs. It just means that there's room to possibly negotiate new agreements that can get the tariffs off, can get the tariffs down, or could avoid the tariffs altogether. And I think that's why the markets, started to move back to the upside today. Now that doesn't just get rid of all of the issues and doesn't just get rid of all of the risks that are out there. The economy is slowing. People are losing their jobs, specifically in the government. Those people are losing their jobs. They're going to have to try to find a replacement. Job openings have not been, moving to the upside job openings have been kind of coming down. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we're out of the woods. GDP expectations are going down. You went from 2.1 to 1.7. Inflation expectations went up a little bit. So you still all of these risks that are out there. And I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close whether or not we have a recession or not. I don't think we're going to. And I'm not moving my money around like we are going to have a recession. I'm buying the correction. I'm not selling the correction. Because if you're going to have a recession, the markets have a lot more room to go. The markets have a lot more room to the downside. You're nowhere near even remotely close to a bottom if we actually have a recession. But if you don't think we're going to have a recession, then you're pretty damn close to a bottom. The Nasdaq's already down 12% from its all-time high. You were down 14% towards the lows. The S&P was down 10% at the low. That's a full-blown correction. And a correction is going to be anything that's a 10 to 19% decline. Once you get the 20% decline, that's where you enter bear market territory. Okay. So that's what I feel like, I feel like, and Tom Lee said something, and I understand that Tom Lee is kind of a perma bull. The guy's always been bullish, but he's also been right about everything that he's said since, you go back to really COVID is when I really started paying, close attention to Tom Lee's analysis. But he brought up a very good point, and I want to kind of talk about this a little bit. He brought this up today, and him and Josh Brown and Joe Terranova, Steve Weiss on CNBC, we're all having this conversation today during the halftime show on CNBC, their midday show. And it was the conversation had everything. It was all about tariffs, and it was all about whether or not tariffs were going to be a temporary thing and they're being used for negotiation, or are they going to be a permanent thing and they're not going to come off? They're going to stay on. And Steve Weiss's argument was, I think they're going to be permanent because look at 2018, the tariffs that we put on China in 2018 are still on till this day. Trump kept them on for his whole presidency, and then Biden kept them on for his whole presidency. So the tariffs that were put on during the 2018 trade war are still on today. So, Steve Weiss' argument was the tariffs are going to be permanent and the markets are not priced for the tariffs being permanent, and the chances of recession would be significantly higher than what the markets are pricing in right now. Then you had, Tom Lee's or Joe Terranova's argument was that he thinks that the markets are viewing the tariffs as a temporary issue, not a permanent issue, because you just had the largest weekly inflows into market funds this week than you've had all year. So this week was the largest inflow of money into the markets. That's according to a Bank of America survey. Now, context there matters because the last 2 weeks prior were the largest outflows that we've seen all year. So again, context matters. For the last 2 weeks was the largest outflows. This week, the largest inflows. It makes sense, right? The markets have gone down aggressively over the last 2 weeks, and a lot of people come in and buy the correction dip. So then money comes in as stocks come off their highs. So that's kind of normal. That necessarily doesn't really tell me all too much about where we go from here. And then Tom Lee gave his analysis. And then after he gave his analysis, Josh Brown chimed in and gave kind of a follow-on to Tom Lee's analysis. And these are all people whose analysis I really do value and I like to listen to. And these are, smart people that are very good at what they do. And I really love listening to the commentary when they have their discussions and they share their different viewpoints. And Tom Lee's viewpoint was, well, everybody knows about this April 2nd deadline with these reciprocal tariffs. It's not a surprise. Everybody knows that come April 2nd, the United States is going to put a tariff on everybody else that is going to be equal to the tariff that they have on us. So if you have a 100% tariff on a U.S. product, we are going to put a 100% tariff on your product. If you have a 50% tariff on a U.S. product, we are going to put a 50% tariff on your product. Everybody knows that is coming April 2nd. So it's not a black swan outlier event that nobody was prepared for, that nobody was ready for. Everybody knows that it's coming. The thing that nobody knows is how long is it going to last? What are the tariff rates going to be on what products, on what countries? Because you would have to assume that some people are going to negotiate. Some countries will have tariffs come off. Some countries will have tariffs come down. Other countries will have tariffs stick. Other countries might have tariffs raised. We don't know necessarily what it's going to look like. And Tom Lee's argument was, that the markets, and this is something I've talked about a lot also, the market just hates uncertainty. The market tries to price out what 6 to 9 months from now is going to look like. That's literally what the market does. It's a forward-looking mechanism. And when the markets have something in the way that they can't plot out and you can't plug into any type of a model of what it's going to look like a few months from now, because there's some type of variable that there's an unknown, the markets get very upset. The markets have a little bit of a temper tantrum and markets start to go down. Volatility increases as people begin to price in risk of the unknown. That's the variable you have with tariffs. Tom Lee's argument was, once you actually have clarity on the tariffs after April 2nd, and you know what the tariff situation looks like, he thinks stocks are going to rally, because he thinks that it's not necessarily the negative impact of the tariff as much as it is the uncertainty of what the tariff situation is going to look like. And then Josh Brown came in and said, you know what? If you look back to 2016, again, this was Tom Lee's analysis on the Brexit vote. Now, many of you may not have been involved in the markets in 2016. A lot of people that are here just got involved during COVID. You guys weren't here during the 2018 trade war. You weren't here during the 2016 Brexit vote. And what happened in 2016 was you had the whole issue of the UK and them voting for Brexit and voting to break away and leave Europe. And there was a lot of volatility and there was a lot of risk associated with that. Nobody really knew what the outcome of that was going to look like. And there was a lot of uncertainty around it. And everybody was like, oh, well, who wants to buy stocks now? There's so much risk. There's so much risk of the unknown. What's going to happen if they leave the EU and all this? And there was a lot of volatility during that time. Markets went down beforehand and there's a lot of uncertainty. But once the Brexit vote actually happened, stocks rallied. Even though the result was actually a negative result, that they actually voted to break away from the EU. They actually Brexit passed, which was seen as the negative outcome. The negative outcome happened. And US stocks rallied, European stocks rallied, and UK stocks rallied. And it wasn't necessarily the event itself that was the issue. It was the uncertainty of the issue that was the problem. And that is the argument that Tom Lee is making with these April 2nd tariffs. And that was he didn't bring up Brexit, but Josh Brown brought up Tom Lee's analysis from 2016 saying that. And I thought that was a very interesting analysis. It's a very interesting viewpoint. It's a very interesting outlook to have. And it's not necessarily one that a lot of people are talking about. I will tell you that very, very, very rarely do you have recessions from a catalyst that everybody sees coming. Very rarely. Usually when there is a recession, it's some type of credit event or black swan event that nobody saw coming, that nobody was ready for, that nobody could have planned for. Everybody knows that these tariffs are coming. Businesses are planning for it. Consumers are planning for it. Other countries are planning for it. Everybody knows that it's coming. So when you think of it like that, I understand the analysis of, once we know what the tariff situation is going to look like, then the markets could have clarity. And the markets could then look forward 6 months from now and have a pretty good idea of what things will look like. And then you can have a situation where stocks rally. I thought that was interesting. I've been on this YouTube channel for the last couple of weeks saying that I believe that the markets could bottom in April. And I know I'm really putting my neck out there when I say stuff like that. I'm not trying to sit here. I'm not trying to predict the future on this YouTube channel. I'm telling you, give you my ideas. I give you my analysis, but I'm very flexible along the way. I'm an active trader, right? I can be long one day and I can be short the next. But I always tell you guys what I think the market's going to do, my analysis kind of behind it. And most of the time I'm right. Sometimes I'm also going to be wrong. And when I see things that are happening where I feel like I'm wrong, I'll adjust. And if I feel like I'm wrong about, I don't believe we're going to have a recession, I will certainly let you guys know. And you'll see it in my long-term. Like last week, I nibbled on 10 different stocks, right? So I started buying a couple of things last week, nothing big, nothing major, because I still think we have a chance to go a little bit lower, but I don't think we're going to fall into a bear market. Maybe you have a bear market on the NASDAQ, but I don't think the S&P goes into a bear market. I don't think that we go into a recession, because I also don't believe that the tariffs are going to be here for an extended period of time. I think they're going to be used to bring tariffs down against our products. I think they're going to be used to negotiate new trade deals. They will go on. Some might not go on, but a lot of them I think will go on. It's a matter of how long do they stay on for. And I just don't think they're going to stay on for very long. If we roll into October and these tariffs are still here, then I'm probably going to be wrong. And I'll probably say that, you know what, this is not good. Then we're probably going to have a recession. Right? So that's what happened today. And I feel like it was an important little change. And I think people that are, I'm not surprised that the markets started to recover today. We're still underneath major resistance levels. The low 570s on the SPY is a huge resistance level. But I just wouldn't be surprised right now. I'm being serious. I wouldn't be surprised if you see something like that on Monday. I really wouldn't be surprised if you see something like that on Monday and like into Tuesday and the markets do something to look like this. I wouldn't be surprised. Now we'll see. I go live on Sunday evening. So Sunday evening at 6:30, I go live on this YouTube channel, shortly after the futures market opens back up. And I'll see where the futures are, if we're gapping up, if we're gapping down. I'll tell you Sunday what my outlook is for the whole week. But given this nice dip buy today from this gap, because it would have been so easy today. It would have been so incredibly easy today for the markets to have gapped down and just sold off. It would have been so easy. You had the double top at prior support, right in front of the 200-day moving average. The gap down would have been very easy to just sell this to the downside. And that's not what took place. The fact that this gap down held and now you're pushing higher, I do think it's possible that going into next week, we could trade back into this region and get back into the high 560s, possibly even test the low 570s. But again, I'll let you guys know my thoughts once I see where the futures market opens up on Sunday evening, and I'll plot out for you my top trade ideas for the week and where I think that there's going to be opportunities for us to make some money. I will tell you that if we are going to bounce next week, I will be long Meta. I also will be long Tesla. I will also probably be long Palantir. So those are going to be three of the stocks that I'm going to focus on. If I think we're going to move higher next week, I'm going to go long Palantir, go long Palantir. I'm going to go long Meta. I'm going to go long Tesla, as I think those stocks have a lot of room to bounce to the upside if the markets do climb back into this resistance level that you guys see here on my screen. All right, so that's going to be a focal point for us next week. It'll be part of the game plan of how we're going to make some money. Talking about this week was a phenomenal week inside True Trading Group thanks to TNXP. This is my big money maker for the week. We caught this trade not once, but twice. We traded it on Tuesday. We caught a 5-to-1 trade on Tuesday. And then again today, a 4-to-1. I think today was a 4-to-1. Yeah, I think today was a 4-to-1. So big trades for us on this TNXP. And there's a little bit of a short squeeze. It's a thinly traded stock. We caught it Tuesday. I'll take you guys to a shorter time frame. To a shorter time frame chart here. We'll go to like maybe a 5-minute just so I can show you kind of the setup. Okay. And here we have this level, okay, on TNXP. And what you'll see here, and this was the first trade of the week. I'm showing the first trade of the week first. You have resistance here. You have resistance here. You have resistance here, right? Tried to break above it on the 17th, couldn't, then got back above it. And then all of a sudden, on Tuesday, that became support, right? So resistance, resistance, resistance. Tried to break above, failed, then got back above it, then finally became support. So once I recognized that this level is now acting as support, I went ahead and I got long TNXP right there on Tuesday. So Tuesday, we took this trade long around 16.5. The stop loss was around 15.5 low of the day. And this thing just absolutely exploded. You can see this thing went all the way up to 21.5. And we just took profits all along the way. And we were able to capitalize on like a 5-to-1. Literally, we were risking $1. We got $5 out of the trade. So that was a really big trade for us. And that was a home run. So again, congratulations to all of our members that were able to capitalize there. But then we went after the stock again today. Then we have the situation where I now take you to a daily chart. And when I take you guys to a daily chart, we take a look, this is what the stock looked like for us here. I want to show you that this area that used to be a level of resistance on the daily chart, which was, you kind of tailed it through here, but then here's another previous pivot top. You paused here, right? And then this level starts acting as support. Okay. So now that level starts acting as support. Also, this is the 9 EMA. This is what I call the trade line. So 9 EMA holding support throughout the entire time. And we have a situation here where you have a gap entry on TNXP that sits at 25.5, right? 25.5. There's gap entry. And I said to myself, man, if we can break through this previous pivot top, which is also the 100-day moving average, that's that pink line, purple line, whatever, that's the 100-day moving average. It's also the high of the day from Tuesday, right? That's the day that we caught the long. We took it as a day trade. We didn't swing trade it. We took it as a day trade. Stock pulled back the next 2 days, but held above prior resistance. 9 EMA comes into play. The 9 EMA is a momentum indicator, okay? When a stock has momentum, the 9 EMA oftentimes acts as a support level. When it has momentum to the downside, it often acts as a resistance level. Okay, so I'm thinking that there's still momentum here. And I said to myself, hey, listen, man, if we break back above this 50-day moving average, which was acting as resistance for the last 2 days, if we break back above that, I want to try this long. And because if we can get through that previous pivot top, this stock has room. So what happens? As soon as the markets open up today, this thing takes off like a bat out of hell. It almost went without me. This thing opens up right off the bat, right? So I'll show you there's the open. That's the opening candle. Boom. Look at the volume bar in the open. This is the heaviest volume bar that this stock has traded in several days. Look at this is a 160,000 share candle on a 3-minute chart. Okay. There is not a single candle. There's not a single candle here that has 160,000 shares on a 3-minute candle in the last 2 weeks. So that tells me right there the stock has momentum. It's a huge volume bar that takes you back up through that 50-day moving average. And I just start bidding. I got filled on a couple of different fills because it's a very thinly traded stock. My average cost was $19.78. $19.78 was the average cost that's the average price for my fills. And the stock just ripped face, man. This is just an awesome trade. Look at this thing, right? We took profits off as we broke out to the new high. I took another profit when we broke that pivot high. I took more profits off as we extended. It's just an unbelievable trade for us. And I took final profits off before the close. So there's the entry, and there's my take profits. We caught it twice. I mean, what more could we ask for? We caught it twice. So big week for the stock as the stock went from $15 to 24. And we caught it. We basically caught the entire move. We're long at 16.5 and took profits at like 23.5. The high of the week is 24. The low of the week is 15.50. I mean, that's going to be about as good as it gets. I'm very happy with it. I did not swing any of the position over the weekend. It's a risky stock to swing. It's a small cap. It's a biotech. You never know when they're going to do an offering. I'm just very happy with the move. I locked in my gains and I sold the position before the close. So, big week there for us. Congratulations. All of our members there that are part of True Trading Group. And this is what happens when you guys are part of TTG. Everybody asks me, what makes us so special? What makes us different from everybody else? It's that our members actually make money. And you don't have to take my word for it just because I say it on a YouTube channel. Members of True Trading Group, those of you that are on this live stream right now, if you guys are a member and you're making money, go ahead and type the number 1 inside the chat. Members, if you guys are making money, type the number 1 inside chat right now. Anyone that's not a member, you should be paying attention to the people that you see. Type the number 1. Okay. All of these people are your friends, your family members. They are your peers. Nah, sold out grams. So I personally didn't catch Boeing. A lot of our members did. So we were actually long Boeing prior to the news. We didn't know that news was going to come out today. But Boeing was our number 1 long idea today, pre-market. Not because of the news. Again, that was just kind of right place, right time. But there's technicals on why we really like Boeing for the long. But let me get back to that. So I'll get back to that Boeing, Lockheed Martin. What was the news and the price action? What we expect from the stocks, and I'll go over the trades that were made today. Again, full disclosure, I personally did not trade Boeing today. It was on my watch list for number one long idea for the day, but I was trading RGC, I was trading TNXP, and when I trade real fast moving small caps like that, I like to give them my full undivided attention. I trade with large size, and when I'm trading something that's moving around real fast like that, I like to really stay focused. So I didn't take the Boeing trade. Again, full disclosure. I want to be open with you guys. I don't want you guys thinking that I did something that I didn't, but it was number one long idea on the watches today. So a lot of our members were able to make money from it. But you guys see all the people that are typing number one, all these people are making money. All these people are becoming better traders. And if you're not part of True Trading Group, you guys got to do yourself a favor. Go to ttgoffer.com right now. Everything on that website, everything on that page, it's all included in your membership. Okay. It's all included. You don't have to pay $1 extra for any of it. You go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included. There's no upsell for anything on that page. You get all of our courses. You get Benzinga Pro's newsfeed, Trading Views charting software, the Trade Ideas scanner, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data. It's all there for you guys. You guys get all of it. No upsell. And your membership also comes with a free laptop. Just a little gift, from us to you. So again, just go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included. That is ttgoffer.com. We do offer you a double your money back guarantee. So you guys can join without feeling the pressure, because if you join True Trading Group, the double your money back guarantee is right there on the checkout page. It's real. Go read it. You join, I ask you to do the following things: go through the courses, pass the quizzes, attend one study group. Okay. That's all I ask you to do. And if you can do those things and you're still unable to make enough money to equal the membership fee, which is $1,047 for the whole year, we won't just give you back $1,047. We're going to give you back double for wasting your time. We'll give you back $2,094. Now, I do that because our refund rate, it's less than 2.5%. I want to prove to you how much that we believe in the platform we've created and its ability to help you reach your goals. I honestly don't think you need the double your money back guarantee, but it is there for peace of mind. And it's also there to hold us accountable. Okay. If anybody has any questions, you can send a text message to 1-888-621-2127. Again, that is 1-888-621-2127. Phone number's right down there at the bottom of the screen. Text that number with any questions, concerns, or if you have any issues signing up. The laptop you get with your membership is free. We cover the shipping. We ship anywhere in the world. Okay. So that free laptop will be available for you guys. Any questions, just text that number at the bottom of the screen. All right, so let's get back over to Boeing, and let's look at Boeing prior to today. This was just a great looking setup. The stock, had a breakout day on Wednesday, took out some resistance levels, and I thought was doing a really nice job of holding prior resistance. You had a gap fill here. You filled and closed that gap, and then you consolidated for a day above that gap entry, above these major moving averages. And I just liked the pause consolidation day yesterday. And we said, hey, listen, any pullbacks like 170 all the way down to 168, I think are viable. And then you can look for Boeing to continue to the upside. So we liked this aside from there being news today. This was number one long idea on the watch list today because of this setup. And when I take you guys to a 3-minute chart today, right off the open, we just shot right through prior day's high, and you pulled all the way back into prior day's high and it confirmed support. And this was the long opportunity, right? There's the long opportunity. A lot of our members got in here, we're buying call options. And then right here, the news came out. Right here, the news came out that Boeing is receiving a multi-billion-dollar contract for the U.S. military's next generation fighter, the F-47. It is a 6th generation fighter jet, and Boeing is being awarded that contract, and Boeing absolutely exploded. So some of our members, like Blessed Hot Mess, bought the 180 call option at 62 cents, sold it at $2.38. Unbelievable trade there, Blessed Hot Mess. Congratulations. That's an absolute monster. And what was good news for Boeing is really bad news for Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin that is their bread and butter, is our fighter jets, the F-22 Raptor, the F-35. That is Lockheed Martin. The fact that they did not win that contract, the stock plummeted down 6% on the day, dropped from $480. You were gapping up on the day, dropped all the way down to $433. So almost a $50 drop there on Boeing from the highs to when that news came out. So just a real big drop there and a real big disappointment for Lockheed Martin. Just a nasty looking candle there on the daily chart. Stock's not been doing well over the last several months, but really nice candle and a really nice award there on Boeing. Okay. So again, congratulations to all of our members that caught the Boeing trade today. Was an absolute beauty. And congratulations again to all of our members that caught that TNXP. That was an absolute thing of beauty as well. All right. So listen, we go back over to the overall markets again. I think that it's possible we might push higher on Monday. I'll see what the futures market looks like on Sunday. Set your reminders. I'm going to go live Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern right here on this YouTube channel. So make sure you guys tune in. Again, if you guys are not members of True Trading Group, do yourself a favor and go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included. You have a double your money back guarantee. You don't have to, stress, or you don't have to do all this in 30 days. The double your money back guarantee is good for the whole year. So you don't have to feel like, oh, I got to go through all the courses. I got to do this in 30 days or else my money back guarantee expires. It does not. Okay. It's available for the entire year. So take your time. Go through the courses at your own pace. Do the quizzes at the end on your own time. Attend one study group. We do study groups every single week. I'm asking you to attend one of them. Make it work. And if you guys can, and you can't make the $1,047 membership fee back, that's it. That's your membership fee for the whole year. Everything on ttgoffer.com is included for $1,047 for the year. And if you can't make that back at least once during the membership, we'll give you back $2,094. That's the deal. Again, I can do that because our refund rate is less than 2.5%. All right. Text us with any questions, guys. 1-888-621-2127. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, show some love, turn on your notifications. I'm going to go live on Sunday. Don't miss it. I'm going to give you my entire game plan exactly laid out. These are the stocks I'm focused on. These are the prices I'm getting in. These are the prices I'm getting out. I'm going to tell you exactly how I plan on making money next week. All right. Have a great night, folks. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys all on Sunday. Take care.